Thus, your life as a continuing process of recollection and spiritualization is the uninterrupted process of canceling the boundary between you and others, and therefore of canceling your personal being, and with it your personhood. In death, the result of this process, those boundaries for the cancellation of which you have worked in and by spirit throughout your entire life, completely disappear. The last word you speak is death, in which you totally express yourself and impart yourself to others. Death is the ultimate act of communication. You live only as long as you have something to communicate, only as long as there still remains in you something that is not yet communicated, and therefore only as long as there exists a boundary between you and others which is still to be canceled. When you have communicated everything, when there is nothing left but the last dry shell of your personhood, then you give yourself up. This surrender is death. Time, as the passing away of the single, particular, and individual, as the universal activity of negation of being, is the recollection of spirit, is its assimilative activity. Time makes things inward. It leads them from being into essence. Time is itself the transition or the crossing over and back from being into essence, from the sensible into the spiritual. For in and through the passage of time, a thing changes from a sensible object into a spiritual object, an object of recollection. The living are transported into the realm of the shades, the underworld, on the river Styx of time, but at the same time, the underworld, as the realm of essence, is the true overworld. Time only brings the world into essence, into understanding and reflection. You possess in yourself the testimony to the truth of this thought. In passing away by and in time, being in you becomes spiritual being, object of recollection, object of representation. But precisely in this passing away, by which sensible being becomes object of recollection, you arrive at reflection and thinking. You return to yourself and your essence. Recollection as living, effective, universal activity of spirit, in which spirit negates singly or sensibly independent existence. Recollection, in this negation of independence and sensible shape, assimilates and collects itself into its self-consciousness. Thus, recollection is something identical with time itself, is also the ground of your death. In recollection, your being is glorified and transformed into ideal being, into the being of representation.